200 to 500 people vanished. Compasses malfunction. Phone signals die. 1998. A 47-year-old man died here. Official report said heart attack. But locals whisper something else. They say his body was found kneeling. This place is called Solopan, a forgotten village, and it refuses to come back to life. This is its story. May 1998. Plover Cove Country Park, Hong Kong. A hiking group called the Hillphone Travel Team set out into the mountains. When they finished the trail, they did a head count. Someone was missing. According to hiking archives and news reports from the time, search and rescue found him in an abandoned village called Solopan, 47 years old. Multiple injuries. Official cause of death, heart attack. But there is something the report didn't say. Locals claim his body was found kneeling, face frozen in what they described absolute terror. I need to be clear. This kneeling detail is not in official records. It's a legend that spread after the incident. But the death itself, that's real, documented, verified. And the place where he died? A village where hundreds of people once lived. And then they all disappeared. Solopan. In Cantonese, it translates roughly to Basin of the Locked Compass. According to online hiking forums and YouTube, videos from the 2010s and 2020s, hikers reported compass malfunctions when entering this area. 2013, South China Morning Post sent a correspondent to spend the night there. He reported no compass issues. But on Reddit and hiking forums, between 2015 and 2022, multiple users claim they experienced magnetic anomalies. 2021, a Hong Kong hiking website tested compasses at Solopan. Result, they worked fine. But the legend never stopped. Why? One theory. The village sits in a deep valley. Phone signals cut out. GPS becomes unreliable. When you are disoriented, a perfectly normal compass might feel broken. Another theory. The name itself creates expectation. You go there expecting weird things, so you notice them. Or maybe something did happen there once, and now all that's left is memory. There's a story that's been circulating online for decades. According to multiple Cantonese YouTube videos and forum posts, during the Japanese occupation of Hong Kong, 1941 to 1945, two brothers returned to Solopan for a festival. They found the village empty, but the meals were still warm. Offerings were arranged. Animals were alive. People gone. Here's the problem. I couldn't find a primary source for this story. No newspaper archive. No government record. No dated account. In 2017, the Hong Kong news site HK01 interviewed current village descendants. They denied this ever happened. They said people lived gradually due to economic hardship. Not overnight. Not during the war. But there is one thing that's real. March 6, 1965. A ferry carrying 12 people capsized in nearby waters. This was documented in newspapers at the time. The Wakyu Yatpo and Guangshan Evening News. 12 people fell into the water. 8 were rescued. 4 died. That village was called Unsolved. Shortly after, everyone left. Somehow, over the years, this story merged with Solo Pun's legend. Some say it wasn't Nile Shiwu that vanished. It was Solo Pun. Some say both villages were cursed. Truth and legend began to blur. But what we know for sure is this. By the 1990s, Salopan was empty. That part is real. And what happened next? That's where things get truly strange. So, Lo Pun was founded in 1775. The founder's name was Wang Weihing, a military commander from the late Ming Dynasty. This identity is confirmed on the Hong Kong government's Rural Conservation Office website. 1644. The Ming Dynasty fell. Wang Weihing led his family from Guangdong province into the mountains of Hong Kong. They used an ancient signal system. Lanterns on mountaintops. Fire meant danger. No fire meant safety. That mountain is still called Diodam Lam today. Hanging Lantern Peak, a defeated warlord's bloodline, hiding for 250 years. And now, hikers report seeing faint lights flickering on the peak at night. But when they climb up, there is no one, no fire, nothing. By the 1970s, Solopan had modern infrastructure. Water, electricity, telephone. There was a school, Kaiming School, founded in 1932 by a villager named Wang Maofan. It taught in Hakka, a Chinese dialect spoken by a distinct ethnic group, like mountain clans who preserve traditional culture. At its peak, about 70 households, several hundred people, but no roads, no hospital, no future. Young people started leaving to England, Panama, the city. 1968, the school closed because there were too few students. By the 1990s, Solopan became a ghost village. 2007, village descendants decided to revive it. According to a 2021 report in Hong Kong Epoch Times, they raised 800,000 Hong Kong dollars, bought a speedboat, planted 400 fruit trees, brought in 8 goats. Then, strange things started happening. 8 goats all disappeared. Official explanation: scared away by guard dogs. But here's the thing. 8 goats vanished at once. According to those involved in the revival, they never found the goats. No bodies. No, even if dogs killed them, there should be remains. But there was nothing, as if they evaporated. 400 fruit trees, most withered. Agricultural experts couldn't explain why. Only a few lemon trees barely survived. Environmental groups filed complaints. Temporary structures were demolished within a month. Road access was blocked. 2012. The revival project failed. One found a 2015 forum post. Someone claiming to be a construction worker said, "I heard children's voices from the old school at night. Reading, laughing. But the school has been abandoned since 1968. I can't verify this post, but what I do know is this. Multiple workers quit within days. The project manager told local media that morale was low and workers felt uneasy because of ghosts, or because they were working in an isolated, decaying village with no electricity, surrounded by ruins, or maybe both. Today, Solo Pond is still there. You can hike to it. Takes about 2 to 3 hours, according to recent hiking blogs and YouTube videos. Some visitors report orbs in photos, sudden temperature drops, faint sounds in the distance. Are these real, or the power of suggestion? When you walk through a place with this much history, this much loss, your mind fills in the gaps. Every creak becomes footsteps. Every shadow becomes a figure. But there's one thing that's not an illusion. Every Chinese New Year, the most important festival in Chinese culture. Like Christmas in the West, a few elderly descendants return. I verified this through a 2020 YouTube documentary by a home, Kong Hiking Channel. They paste red couplets on doors, red papers with blessings, a traditional custom. But each year, there are fewer doors to paste them on, because the houses are collapsing. One elderly descendant visits almost every week by speedboat. He clears weeds, sweeps the ancestral hall, a sacred space where families honor their dead. Hello. In 2021, a reporter asked him, "Why do you keep coming back?" He said, "If I don't, no one will remember." Pause. "And I promised my father I would protect this place." So Solo Pond leaves us with 3 questions. First, why does the compass legend exist? Even after being debunked, why do so many people claim to have experienced it? Second, why couldn't it keep people, even with modern infrastructure? Water, electricity, telephones. Theoretically, they could have stayed, but they all left. Third, why did the revival fail in such absurd ways? Goats disappearing, trees dying, government intervention, coincidence, or curse? Today, that elderly descendant still returns every week. Hello, clearing weeds, sweeping the hall, for a village that refuses to come back to life. How long will he keep coming? Maybe until the day he doesn't. And when that day comes, Solo Pond will finally be forgotten. Or maybe it will finally be free. In the distance, on Hanging Lantern Peak, a faint light flickers. The camera slowly zooms in. The light suddenly goes out. Darkness